Good morning, everybody. I'm Susan. I'm a trainer of the British Council for International Exams, and I take classes for the competitive sectors also. And today we'll be discussing the question papers from 2013 to 2017. And as we know, there are different areas where we have to focus our attention, namely the antonyms, the synonyms, the different types of questions. And accordingly, we have to plan and we have to coordinate the questions. So the forthcoming discussions, which we'll be having over this week's time, would be focusing on the various types of questions and the oft-repeated questions and how to solve them. So we can move on to the AFCAT question paper of 2017 and the English. It starts with English. So we are moving on to the 2017 AFCAT English part of the question paper. You can have the questions on the screen, which will be visible to you, and the answers will be discussed accordingly. 2017 English. The first question is ameliorate. The options given are improve, appreciate, disapprove, and discourage. Second question, haggle. The options given are struggle, bargain, advise, acknowledge. Third question, morose. Options given are ill-tempered, well-behaved, kind-hearted, cunning. And number 4, taciturn. The questions given are talkative, clever, bad, and unclear. Fifth question, cajole. Options are deceive, kind, suspect, and humor. So the first option, you have the correct answer as A, ameliorate. The correct option is A, which is improve, because ameliorate is a verb which makes something feel better. Then the next question on the screen is haggle. And here the answer is B. B is bargain. So you haggle with someone when you have a bargaining. Okay, so that in very common colloquial language you call it as haggle. Question number 3. The option is A, morose. A, that is ill-tempered or ill-tempered also is correct, where you're feeling very sad or you're feeling very moody. So there you can have that as the correct answer. Then question number 4, taciturn. The correct option is B, because taciturn is an adjective which means a person who is very reserved, a person who is extremely reserved. Okay. Then fifth option is cajole. The word cajole, the correct option is A. So Cajole is like when you are convincing a person to do something wrong with the help of a false promise. You call it as cajoling, like you're kind of pursuing that person to do something wrong. Okay, so these are the first 5 questions and their answers and explanation. Now let's move on to the next set of questions. Question number 6. Question number 6, please. Question number 6. Question number 6. Question number 6. A man of straw, choose the most appropriate option that explains the correct meaning of the following idioms. So you have a couple of idioms on the screen, and on the basis of that, you have 4 options which are given, and you have to select the correct option in accordance to the idiom which is given. So the first question that is in this set of questions, the first question, question number 6 is a man of straw, and the options given are a man with no means, B, a generous man, C, a man of character, and D, a man of no substance. So here, 6th question, you have got D as the right answer, a man of no substance. As we know, straw, obviously, if you're talking about harvesting season, straw is the refuse of the grains. So obviously it is insignificant, except that we just give it for animals or something. So it as it is, it doesn't have any value. So 6D is the right option. Now moving on to question number 7. To catch a Tartar, the options given are to catch a dangerous person, to meet with disaster, C, to make a deal, and D, to hurry up. And here, question number 7, the correct option A is to catch a dangerous person, to catch a Tartar. Moving on to question number 8, to have an axe to grind. To have an axe to grind, the options are A, to have a strong personal opinion, B, to fail to arouse interest, C, to have no result, D, to work for both sides. Option number 8, we have got A as the right option. That is, to have an axe to grind is where you have a very strong personal opinion, and which shows that your stand is very, very strong. So that's when you say that you've got an axe to grind. Then moving on to question number 9, to play second fiddle. To play second fiddle, the options given are to be happy, cheerful, and healthy, and B, to reduce the importance of one's senior, C, to support the role and view of another person, and D, to do backseat driving. So those who drive vehicles, they'll know how irritating it is when somebody sits at the back and controls the driver. So that's what is known as backseat driving, for those who do not know it. I believe all the other options are quite simple. So for question number 9, we can select C as the correct option. So C is to support the role and view of another person. That is to play second fiddle. Moving on to question number 10, to go to the wall, the options given are to be ruined, to be idle, to be in grave trouble and to go for a holiday. 10, to be ruined, to be idle, to be in grave trouble and to go for a holiday. And here the correct option for question number 10 is A, that is to be ruined. To go to the wall is like, obviously, literally speaking, it's just like as if you go and hit a wall. So that would be the end of it, whatever it is. So obviously it means to be ruined. Now let's move on to the next set of questions. Let's have the next set of questions on screen. Thank you. So questions number 11 to 15, and you are expected to choose the correctly spelled word. So like we know, this sounds to be very simple, but when it is given for the from the examination point of view, it is really difficult. So for the 11th question, we have a couple of words which are more or less spelled, look very similar, but with minute difference regarding the spelling. And here we know that question number 11, sorry, the correct option is D, that is vermilion. Now, vermilion is the brilliant red pigmentation which is made from mercury sulfide. Okay, that is vermilion. Now, coming to 12. I mean, there's no need to read out all the spellings. We have got 4 options which look more or less the same, and we have to pick the option with the correct spelling. And here you have B as the correct one. SCRIPTORIUM is the correct option. That is option B. And scriptorium means a room set apart for writing, especially in a monastery where manuscripts were copied. So in the past, when the photocopying machine and all was not discovered, people used to write, and that was known as manuscript. And a scriptorium was one such room or a place or a setting which is set apart for that type of writing. Now we come on to question number 13. Question number 13, we have thesaurus. Thesaurus, as we all know, is a must for a candidate who is writing a competitive exam. And Roget thesaurus, or Roget is the person who has designed the thesaurus, and this is one of the most indispensable elements which a candidate should have when facing a verbal ability paper. In other words, we all know, I'm just taking a little additional time to explain this to those who do not know. We know if we have a word which we do not have the meaning, we know where to look for. We search in the dictionary and we find the correct word to that. But what if we do not know the word? Very often we know the situation, we understand the meaning, but very often we do not know the word. So in order to find a word to understand that situation, we have to refer not to the dictionary, but the thesaurus. So thesaurus is a book which is going to tell us which is the word which we can use in place of a situation to explain something. For the candidates who are facing the competitive exam, I should say that you should have a copy of the thesaurus. That is a must, because when you have questions such as antonyms, synonyms and all, if you have a thesaurus next to you, then it becomes very, very easy for you not just to learn one synonym or one antonym. It gives you a list of antonyms and synonyms which you can use as a substitute for that word. So though it came as a question, I should say that this is a message which I have to give to anybody who is viewing this class. Okay, so coming back to the answer, question number 13. Thesaurus, the right spelling is C-T-H-E-S-A-U-R-U-S, thesaurus. And Roget's thesaurus, as I said, is one of the best. Moving on to question number 14. You have got A, B, C, and D. And obviously, it's a very simple word. So D, as you know, U-L-T-E-R-I-O-R, ulterior, is the correct spelling. Okay, that's a very simple word. It just means the, what is hidden or what is beyond ulterior motive or something like that, which is the hidden one, which is not obviously clear in the when viewed from above. Okay, moving on to question number 15. You have C as the correct answer, reckonings, which means the military observation of a region to locate an enemy or to ascertain strategical features. So those of you who are applying for AFCAT, you know that Air Force obviously has got a strategy of observing the safety of our country. Navy has got its own strategy. The military has got its own strategy. So the strategy which is adopted comes under this term, which is known as requirements. Okay, so these are about the choosing of the correctly spelled word. Now moving on to the next question. Next set, 15, 16. Question number 16, please. Question number 16. Question number 16 to 20, we have a reading passage where the reading comprehension is what has to be evaluated. And you have to go through it. When you read, always remember that you have to follow the tips of extensive reading and intensive reading, which will adjust your speed in reading. You call it as skimming and scanning and all that. So quick reading followed by intensive reading actually does the match. Okay, so the most important reason for the state of affairs is that India is a country in the world to truly recognize the achievements rather than merely focusing on the debilitating faults that communism brings about. So I'm just very quickly reading the key points. The people of India realize that the achievement of 100% of literacy in a country much more larger than its own, with complicated ethical and religious groupings, the rapid industrialization of a nation that was primarily an agrarian society, where the Bolshevik Revolution took part in 1917, the attendant revolutionary steps in science and technology, the accessibility of healthcare, remedial according to the Western standards, perhaps, but not according to Indian ones, to the general population, and despite the prohibition of the government of the time, the vast outpourings in literature, music, art, etc. are momentous and remarkable feats in any country. So this is obviously a historical a passage which is telling about the changes or the revolutionary measures which has come around in different fields. So that is the overall gist of that passage. Now moving on to the questions, please. In contrast, all the West focused on were the massive human rights violation by the Soviet Union on its people, the deliberate uprooting and the mass migration of the ethical people from one part of the country to the other, and which remarked the end of their religion. In short, all the tools of information employed to condemn the ideology of communism. So obviously it's understood that they are giving a reference to communism. The difference with the Indian perspective is also what is given there, and the reason why the Indians reacted as negatively to what the Soviet government of the people in the name of good governance, okay, witnessing the imprisonment of Pasternak and the formation of international committee to put pressure for his release with Jawaharlal Nehru at its head. So these are the different movements and all which marked the beginning of the revolution. This is just, I'm just explaining it while I'm reading it. They took the pains, they took the pains to condemn the people of the broad country in black and white terms. They understood that mingled in the shades of gray were grains of uniqueness, and the Russians have never failed at characteristics in themselves. They have twice experimented with a completely different ideologies, that is communalism and capitalism, both in the space of a century. So in a very brief passage, we find that so many isms have been explained here, and how the national leaders also of the past have played their own contribution in this. So this is an overall gist of the passage. Now let's move on to the questions. So focusing on the question. So as I told you, while you read the passage itself, you have to kind of summarize, even if you don't take it word by word, have an overall idea of what is happening there. Now let's move on to question number 16. Which of the following statements is correct according to the passage? A, India focused on the weak faults of Russian politics and system. B, India seriously commended the achievement of Russia, that is 100% literacy in the field of industrialization. C, the process of industrialization had already started when the Russian Revolution took place. D, the literature, art, and music received a setback during the communist regime in Russia. Okay, so you've got four options there, and you have to select which of the following statement is most correct. So you find that when you read all the four, you feel as if they are more or less everything can be applicable, or a little of all these statements are relevant to that passage, but then we have to focus on which is absolutely correct. So if you have that in mind, then we'll have to go for B as the correct option. That is B. India has seriously commended the achievement of Russia, especially in 100% literacy and industrialization. Okay, so question number 16, we can go for B, that is India's stand with 100% literacy, and definitely that might be one inspiring factor which promoted India to achieve that 100% literacy, or to aim for that 100% literacy. Okay. Now moving on to question number 17. The West did not pay heed to the rapid growth of nuclear weapons in Russia. B, the massive human rights violation by the Soviet state on its people. C, planned uprooting and mass migration of ethnic people in the name of industrialization. And D, it is like both B and C. You can select any of the two. So here, when you go through the options, you can understand that the best option here could be both B and C. Okay, so it was kind of a it was not particularly, there is a small confusion regarding the key there, because there is a little bit of all the points coming there. But obviously, if you're asked a specific answer, I think you can go for D. Okay. Now moving on to question number 18. India's perception towards USSR was always A, negative, B, counter-reactionary, C, applauding, and D, neutral. Okay. So here, the attitude of India, or the perception of India towards USSR, had always been that of an applause. You always find that they were very much appreciative of whatever Russia did. Okay. Now moving on to the 19th question. Question number 19. The passage given above is a descriptive passage, a paradoxical passage, an analytical passage, or a thought-provoking passage. Actually, it is a mix of the whole thing, but at the same time, it is more analytical, because they are analyzing the pros and the cons, or the do's and the don'ts, or the situations at that particular period of time. So I think the best option can be analytical. It is descriptive. It is there is a paradox there, but the entire paragraph is not, the entire passage is not paradoxical in nature. It is descriptive, but as I said, there are only very few areas which describes it in detail. Thought-provoking also is there, but it is more factual than thought-provoking. So the best option here would be C, analytical. Please, shall we move on to the next set of questions? That is question number 20. Question number 20, we have relinquish, where the first question, the instruction is to choose the word which is nearly opposite in meaning to the given word. So as we know, for synonyms and antonyms, we have almost all the options might be, that is the most tricky part of all the competitive sectors, and it will be extremely difficult to select which is the most opposite in meaning. So here we have to go for the one which is nearly opposite in meaning. Okay, so the 20th question, we have relinquish, and the options given are abdicate, renounce, deny, and possess. So question number 20, B would be the best option. Okay, because relinquish actually means to voluntarily give up. To voluntarily give up. Okay, so abdicate is also to take by force or without force. Deny is also to deny it, that renounce, deny, and abdicate both are somewhat similar in meaning to relinquish. So the one which is opposite in meaning is possess. That's why we go for D here. I hope that is clear. Now moving on to question number 21. Question number 21, you have got quiescence. Quiescence, the options given are active, dormant, weak, and unconcerned. And quiescence is a state of inactivity or dormancy. So when we are totally in a state of calmness, okay, so that state of calmness, or that state of where you are almost the state of mind which our sannyasis and all achieve, but not in a divine sense. So obviously B is the direct meaning there for question number 21. B is the exact meaning there. So you've got active, weak, and unconcerned. Dormant is the meaning. So obviously A will be the best option, which means just the opposite of B, quiescent. So 21, A is the best option. Now moving on to question number 22, flagitious. Flagitious, the options given are innocent, clever, ignorant, and frivolous. So as we know, flagitious has got a negative meaning. Okay, has got a negative meaning, which is more related to a criminal deed or something. So that is flagitious. If so, clever is not. Clever is just what do you call it? A side meaning of that. Ignorant doesn't work there. And the best option, frivolous, you know that related to silly options. So the best option here is innocent. Okay. Now moving on, that is A becomes the answer for question number 22. Now moving on to question number 23. Gregarious, the options given are antisocial, glorious, horrendous, and similar. Okay, gregarious. The word is very, very familiar. So gregarious obviously means that a social, a person, or even a group, a species which can mingle in society, which does not go for solitary existence. So gregarious, the opposite would be gregarious, the opposite would be gregarious means social. So the opposite can mean anti-social. Okay, so A would be the best option there. Now, question number 24, you have hirsute. Hirsute, where you have the first option is scaly. The second option, we're talking about question number 24. The first option is scaly. The second option is bald. Bald, we know, to have no hair. Okay, and the noun form of that is baldness. To be bald obviously is there, but that is more an adjective, this thing. Then erudite, and you have quiet. So here, the correct option is 24. B. Bald is the correct option, because bald is not to have any hair, whereas hirsute is to have a what do you call it, a hair like a hairy appearance. It can be in the form of a fur or something, but to have hair on the body, and the lack of it is bald. So here the best option is bald. Okay, now we come to option number 25. Option number 25, urban. You have got illiterate, backward, discourteous, and orthodox. You've got illiterate, backward, discourteous, and orthodox. And urban obviously means a person who is civilized. So you've got urban and rural. So if you're taking it in terms of the attitude, or the what do you call it, the attitude or the type of people, you can say that those who are in the city are more refined, are more civilized than those in the rural areas. So urban obviously has got that refined nature. So 25, the best option would be C, discourteous, which is usually um, a characteristic peculiarity of those who do not know how to behave in a civilized society. So that's what is known as discourteous or the lack of courtesy. Now let's move on to question number 26 onwards. Question number 26. Okay, so question number 26 is not there. So let's have a kind of a detailing with the reading passage. Now, talking about the reading passage, we have to understand there are a few tips which I would like to share when you go for the reading comprehension passage, because reading comprehension passage will be having a particular answer in mind, and we often find that students, they waste a lot of time spending hours and hours reading trying to find the answer. And very often the normal trend which they show is to read the question first before they come to the answer, which may not be a very good trend. So one thing which you could do when you go for the reading part is always make sure that you have a very quick reading at the beginning part. Please have a very quick reading, which you can call it as a skimming or a skimming reading, where you read the whole passage in a haste and then you come to the explanation of the difficult words. You pick the difficult words which are unfamiliar to you, try to understand those unfamiliar words, and then only come to a conclusion. So always remember, when you do the first reading, you read the passage first and then go to the questions. And when you come to the second reading, so every reading passage has to be read at least 1 or 2 times. So when you read the passage, first go for a very quick reading, read the passage first, then come to the questions. And then when you go for the second reading, make sure that you're reading the questions first and then come to the passage. So even though you're not wasting too much time there, you can see that you will be able to do it correctly, okay, with respect to the time and within the time frame. So that is one very, very important thing which you have to be extremely careful when you are doing it. Okay, so I hope these words are more or less easy for you. And what I should suggest for the students who are attending this, what I should suggest is, when you come to these words, any word that you come across, don't just learn the word as it is. For instance, if you take option 20, you've got abdicate. Abdicate, obviously, we know that it is a verb. So try to find the noun form of that word. And the noun form of that word would be abdication. So likewise, renounce. What is the noun form for that? Okay, deny, denial. Possess, possession. So likewise, always remember that whatever word you have, you should be able to go through all the difficult aspects. Make sure that you're going through all the difficult aspects. Okay, now coming to question number 21. You've got active there, which is obviously an adjective, an active person. Okay, and from that word active, you can frame a couple of other words also. So activity, okay, and activeness. Dormant, from the word dormant, you know that it means to be very, what do you call it, passive, okay, in nature. And there you can get the or you can derive the noun form dormancy. Weak, obviously, is an adjectival form from which you can form the noun form weakness. And unconcerned, pick the unconcerned is a word which is an example for both a prefix and a suffix. Okay, so there also you can have types of questions where you will be asked to change the format, which is actually part of the structure. So here you've got the un, which is a prefix, which is added to the main word, and you get the word unconcerned. So there, when you learn that word unconcerned, you can actually learn the different words which are formed with the help of prefixes, with the help of suffixes, and if you use both the prefix and the suffix together, you call it as affix. Okay. Then innocent obviously is the adjectival form from which you can form the noun form. Innocence, clever, again an adjectival form from which we can form cleverness. Ignorant, ignorance, frivolous. Okay, so likewise, always remember when you are selecting it, if the options are of different parts of speech, like one is an adjective, one is a adverb, another one is a noun or a verb, always be careful that you have to select a sentence which is appropriate to the blank space in the given question. For example, if the blank space is asking you to denote a verb, then you have to go and check the option which is a verb among the given options. So that is also a, what do you call it, an extra clue for you to come to identify the correct answer. That is another thing. Then coming on to the other words, for example, in question number 23, we have learned itself that gregarious is a social behavior, how to behave in what do you call it, a social, it has a relevance, or it has a signification of behaving in a social. So the first option, antisocial, is taken as the right answer. Okay. These are the different things. Illiterate, the opposite is literate. Backward, forward, discourteous, courteous, orthodox, modern. Okay. So likewise, if you substitute, this is the first one which I said, try to find whether it is an adjectival form or whether it is an adverbial form. And the other one is try to make sure that you form your own antonyms or synonyms. For instance, you try to substitute for urban, we know that it is rural, but the verb rural is not given among the options here. So then what should we think about? You have to, the next option is you have to think about the characteristic features which is expected of a person who comes from an urban background, and the normal things which differentiates that person from a person who comes from a rural background. So you've got urban there, you've got rural there, and that is how we come to the conclusion of courteous and discourteous. Okay, so these are the main points which we have in mind, and other questions which can come are questions which are related to synonyms. Okay, so though it is not included here, questions which are related to synonyms are also one important aspect. And those of you who join our course will be getting a textbook out of which you have almost all the sections covered. And the textbook which is provided, or the study material which is provided from our institute, will be covering the entire portion from the basic level onwards. So that also would be an advantage, because many of you come and join the course without having a sound foundation in grammar. So that will always be a. Now I'll just go on to some additional questions as we wait for the next session. So the next session is the common Okay, no, this is some extra materials which I just described so that we have, since we have some little extra time, I thought that I'll just go for some additional questions. Okay, so the common errors which we often come across are the errors which are related to the lack of knowledge of grammar and the structure. Okay, so just to save time, we have a couple of questions here. He was dash honest and dash open and free nature. So you have the options as A, very, B, fairly, C, indeed, and D, certainly. So if so, which would be the best option which you can select here? Which can be the best option selected here? So he was very honest and often open and free nature. That is one example of the questions. Okay. Then another type of question that we have is, this is just, I'm just making you familiar with the different types of questions which can come. You'll be having comprehension related questions. Then like we had here, then another very important question which was not included in the 2017 is the synonyms. So as I told you, synonyms is also one important area where in the forthcoming questions we'll be discussing that. Then adjectives and participles. For instance, I'm just giving examples. For instance, you might be given a question which says, use this particular phrase. It may not be an idiom, it's just a phrase in the word according to the relevance of the situation. For instance, famous for. So they'll be giving in the question, they might be just given it as famous, and you have to famous in or famous for, that would be the options given there. So you have to select the one which is the most appropriate and do it accordingly. Okay. Then likewise, we have a couple of questions which are most confusing, and we'll discuss a few now. For instance, we have abide by. And abide by means a decision, to abide by a decision. Okay. Abstain. Now, what is the word which can, the preposition which we can use always along with abstain? It is abstain from. Then next we have accuse. So once we use the term accuse, you can't say accuse to, you can't say accuse from, but then the best option is accuse of. Okay. Next we have adapt. So adapt is not adapt. It's not adapt to or adapt. It's always adapt from. Adapt to a particular situation and keep away from a particular wrong scenario. Then you move on to questions like agree to and agree with. Now, what's the difference between agree to and agree with? So you always agree to a proposal or an event or a situation, and you agree with a person. So these are the little things which you have to be extremely careful with. Then another one is, next option is arrive. Arrive, always the preposition followed is arrive at a place. Arrive in a country. So the difference between at and in. How do we differentiate the two? How do we differentiate the two? Okay. How can you differentiate at and in? That is one major area. Then another one is how do we differentiate consent to and consent with, comply with, or consent to and consent with? How do we differentiate the two? Then another similar version is what is the difference between deal with, okay, and differ with? How do you, or where do we use these usages? That is one important area. Now, a very brief look about the syllabus which has to be covered when you appear the competitive exams, especially the AFCAT. You should be having a thorough knowledge about the synonyms and the antonyms. Okay, when you say synonyms, it is not necessary that the synonyms which you have known to be the synonyms are exactly the right answer. For instance, remember the question that we had in the question paper today, where you had urban. So the synonym which we have learned all these years are urban, the opposite is rural. But did we see the option rural in the answer? No, it was not there in the answer. Okay, so once we understand that even an adjective could represent a noun. For instance, that particular question was not looking for the exact opposite of the word urban. Instead, it was searching for a characteristic feature of a person who is an urbanite. Do you understand? So if so, that is why you just don't jump, because you're facing a national exam and it's not a school level exam. Always tell yourself that you are going to be part of the Indian Air Force. Okay, you are going to be part of the defense, and you cannot be substandard in finding the answers. So that is one very, very important thing. When you become part of the Air Force or the Navy or the military, always remember that you cannot be substandard. So your logical thinking, your perception of situation itself has to change. And that has to happen in communication skills as well. So here, as I told you, when we go through the syllabus, which is designed for the AFCAT and for such similar competitive exams, the most important two segments which we have to cover thoroughly is the synonyms and the antonyms. The synonym obviously will be covering the words which we can use as substitutes to a particular single word. So as I told you, in schools and in colleges, you have been learning one single word which you can use as a substitute or as an antonym or a synonym for another word. But in these type of exams, you should always focus not just on the word, but on the characteristics of the relevant attributes of that particular word. I hope that aspect is clear regarding synonym. Antonym is also just the opposite of what we apply when you detect the correct substitute for the synonym. I hope those two segments are clear. Next is we have homophones and homonyms, or in other words, you call them as homonyms. Okay, now there always you have to understand that you should know how to differentiate words which have got an equal pronunciation, which are same in pronunciation, but which are different in meaning. And the other way around. They're different in pronunciation, but they have a, okay, so the pronunciation is also very, very important, and the meaning is also very important. So unless you have a thorough awareness of which word to use at which situation, you will not be able to answer those questions properly. Idioms and phrases obviously are very, very, very important. Talking of homophones and homonyms, in that context, you have to know the prefixes and the suffixes and even the affixes, that is the words which are added before, the words which are added after. These are all very important even in terms of antonyms also, because very often we find a very long list of words which are changed from synonyms to antonyms by just the addition of a prefix. For example, if we have the word able, we can very easily change that able to its antonym by using a prefix un before the word able. So automatically it becomes unable. So likewise, an antonym can be formed from a synonym by just adding a prefix or by removing the other word. Of the reverse also applies. So these are the simple tips also which you have to understand when you are moving on from an antonym to a synonym and a synonym to an antonym and vice versa. Then we have the most important segment which we have to cover. It's part of the syllabus, is the idioms and the phrases. That is also one very, very important area. And unless you have proper communication skills, you will not know what is the real meaning of the idioms and the phrases which are quoted there. So for that, definitely you should be having a sound communication or sound knowledge of the English language in order to approach that segment properly. Second, we have, or the most important segment which we have is analogies, okay, where you know the classification of the sentences, how to pick it and how to form, substitute it with another option and all those things. Those of you who have faced the competitive exams will know, or else when the training session is going on, these areas will be dealt in detail, to the minutest detail in class. Then another important segment which you have to understand is the comprehension sentence, spotting of errors. Especially in comprehension, you won't be having spotting of errors along with the comprehension. In the comprehension, you will be having two types of questions which are focusing on the direct answers, plus the indirect answers also can be referred to there. So you've got two types of questions there. Next, we have ordering of sentences. And when you say ordering of sentences, it means ordering of sentences will be covering the order. And in order to approach that sector properly, we should know the correct order. For example, if the sentence is in an active voice, what is the correct order? And in order to know that, we should know the syntax, okay? We should know the structuring of the word. All these things are extremely important. Without that sound foundation in grammar, and not just grammar, but the transformation of sentences, is also a very important segment which you have to be thoroughly, very, very thorough when you face a competitive exam. That is also one reminder. Then coming to the spotting of errors. As I told you, the spotting of errors can be related to every minute segment in a text. That is, you can have spotting of errors with regard to the antonym. So the entire syllabus of a competitive sector can be asked in this particular segment called spotting of errors. You can be asked to spot the errors in terms of antonyms. You can be asked to spot the errors in terms of vocabulary. You can be asked to spot the errors in terms of structural usage, structural construction. All these things, you have areas which are related to spotting of errors. Okay, so that is also one very, very important part of it. Then another important segment is selection of words or sentence completion questions. Now in sentence completion questions, what you have is, you will be given a part of a sentence. You'll be having a complete sentence, and on the basis of which you will be getting a set of questions where you are asked to correct it accordingly. If there is an error, you are asked to correct it, and when you correct it, you actually rectify the error before finding the correct answer. So you'll be having a set of questions which give you the wrong usage of conjunctions, and you're taking the parts of speech. All the 8 parts of speech can be included there. So you'll be having one question which is related to the wrong usage, and you have to correct it and put it. For instance, I'll just give you one example. The incorrect usage is, he is neither a philosopher or a poet. So obviously, those of you who have a sound foundation of grammar, you know that neither should always be accompanied with nor. So he's neither a philosopher nor a poet. Okay. So likewise, we have got different questions where you should know what to do and what not to do. Okay. Then there are many things which many areas where we have to be very careful not to commit further areas. And so in the classes, we'll be giving you the particular points which you have to remember with respect to avoidance of errors. Okay, so it is not how to spot the error, but more than that, we will be giving you the guidance of how to avoid the error when a sentence is. So only if you know how to avoid it will you be able to identify the error. Do you understand? And vice versa. Only if you are able to identify the error will you be able to avoid it. So spotting of error is a very important segment where you can have errors which are related to all the different structural parts of a sentence, which, as I told you, it could be related to vocabulary, it could be related to the structure, and it could be related to all these other segments. So in order to understand what to do and how to do, you should have a thorough awareness of the different parts of speech, namely the noun, the pronoun, etc. And you should have a very good knowledge of the tenses, the articles, okay, and the tenses, all the 12 forms. Okay, so these are the different aspects which you have to be ready when you prepare for a competitive exam like this. So I hope you have understood the areas where you have to put your attention on, and please make sure this was just a trial. But once you join the class, then definitely all these areas will be given extra importance, and you will be taught all these areas separately, so that you will not make any error in any of those sentences. So hope you have understood and hope you've enjoyed the session. Thank you so much for your patient listening, and we'll meet again. Thank you very much.
Hi, good morning, students. Hope you all are doing great. So, first of all the very best for all those who are going to write AFCAT 2 of 2020 very shortly on 3rd of September, 3rd of October. So, my all the very best to you guys. And now we are going to discuss the general awareness section of AFCAT 2 2017 question paper. So, let us begin with it. So you can see the first question that has appeared is, where is Lothal, a prominent city of the ancient Indus Valley civilization, located? All right. So not a very difficult question, I would say. And if you have read the chapter on Indus Valley civilization in your ancient history, you would very well know that you would have come across the map of the Indus Valley settlements. And you know it very well that if you see the mouse pointer here, this is where the Lothal is located. It's a city it's a settlement, Indus Valley settlement, that had a dockyard, right? A special feature of Lothal. And also you might be knowing that it is this dockyard that was located on the Gulf of Khambat. Okay. So the first question from the general awareness section of the AFCAT 2 2017 paper, where is Lothal, a prominent city of the ancient Indus Valley civilization, located? The answer is A, Gujarat. Moving to the next question, which of the following films won Oscar in the best film category? Which of the following films won Oscar in the best film category in the year 2017? Okay, in the year 2017. So you can see the options are Moonlight, Captain Fantastic, Loving, and Nocturnal Animals. Moonlight, Captain Fantastic, Loving, and Nocturnal Animals. Now, it was in the all over the news during the 2017 Oscar ceremony that mistakenly what had happened is they had announced La La Land to be the winner of the best film category, but quickly they reverted over their decision, and which was a wrong one, and they made it correct by announcing that the winner is Moonlight, not La La Land. Okay, so the correct answer for the 27th question is A, Moonlight. Okay, moving forward to the 28th question, which Navy ship was decommissioned in 2017? Which Navy ship was decommissioned in the year 2017? And if you have seen the news regularly, you would know that INS Virat, Indian naval ship Virat, was decommissioned in 2017 after 30 long years of service. And it has the record of being the highest serving naval warship anywhere in the world. Okay, highest serving naval warship anywhere in the world, right? The longest serving warship of the world, INS Virat, which was decommissioned after 30 years of glorious service in 2017. So the correct answer to the 28th question, which Navy ship was decommissioned in 2017, is C, INS Virat. Next, move to the next question. Which of the following places was chosen by Gandhiji to start his first satyagraha? Which of the following places was chosen by Gandhiji to start his first satyagraha? Now, a very common question from your modern history section. We know that Gandhi, once he had arrived in India in 1915, he toured all over India on his foot for around 2 years, during which the Home Rule League movement was on. And in 1917, he started his first regional satyagraha from Champaran in Bihar, right? And he came to meet our first president, Rajendra Prasad, also during this time when he was there in Champaran for his first satyagraha. And also we know that the very next year he had started off with the Ahmedabad satyagraha and the Kheda satyagraha. And that is when he, promoted himself from regional satyagrahas to an all India satyagraha, to a central satyagraha, by starting the non-cooperation movement in 1920. Okay. So the answer to the 29th question is, which of the following places was chosen by Gandhiji to start his first satyagraha? Is B, Champaran. In the year 1917, he started his first satyagraha from Champaran in Bihar. Now, one more thing that you need to understand is why this question has been asked is because this is the AFCAT 2017 question paper. So from 1917, when Champaran Satyagraha took place, till 2017, when the question was asked, there's a gap of 100 years. So we were celebrating the centenary of Champaran Satyagraha in 2017. And that is why this question was asked in AFCAT 2017 paper. Okay. So centenary of Gandhiji's Champaran Satyagraha of 1917, right? So the answer to the 29th question, which of the following places was chosen by Gandhiji to start his first Satyagraha, is B, Champaran. Okay. Moving forward to the next question. Who won the Nobel Prize for the novel Old Man and the Sea? Who won the Nobel Prize for the novel Old Man and the Sea? A category of Nobel Prize is also dedicated to literature. Okay, literature. So here the question is going to be Ernest. The answer is Ernest Hemingway. The answer is Ernest Hemingway. All right. Okay, the answer is Ernest Hemingway. So the correct answer for the 30th question, who won the Nobel Prize for the novel Old Man and the Sea, is D, Ernest Hemingway. All right. Let's move to the next question. Let's move to the next question. So 31st question from AFCAT 2017 paper. What was the old name of Myanmar? What was the old name of Myanmar? A very easy question, I would say. Okay. So the options are A, Burma, B, Newar, C, Nippon, and D, Sarawak. Now, why has this question been asked? The question has been asked is because in 2017, since 2017 till the present time, till 2020, there is a particular political crisis that is going on in Myanmar, and that is known by the name of Rohingya refugee crisis. Okay, Rohingya's refugee crisis is going on, and it was at its peak period in the 2017 year. So the answer to this question, as you already know, the old name of Myanmar is what? A, Burma, right? There is nothing much to know about this. And this is a small screenshot that I have attached. The courtesy for this image goes to Al Jazeera channel. And you can see they have marked on the map of Myanmar the major ethnic groups which occupy the region. You can see that in the yellow color, the Rakhine state of Myanmar, which is the westernmost coastal region of Myanmar, is marked. And this Rakhine state is what is inhabited by the Rohingya refugees. Okay, Rakhine state is what is inhabited by the Rohingya refugees. If you know that Rohingyas were facing persecution at the hands of the Buddhist army of Myanmar some time back. And now, of course, Myanmar has agreed to repatriate those refugees. However, in 2017, some 1 or 2 years back also, Myanmar was being called as the hub of genocide by the international community over the emergence of this Rohingya crisis. All right. Moving forward, so the answer to the 31st question is, what was the old name of Myanmar? The answer is A, Burma. Okay. Let's move forward. A very easy question. Aladdin is the character of which of the following books? Okay. Aladdin is the character of which of the following books? So, I don't think there would be anybody who would not know the answer to this question. And we have all grown up reading the stories of the Arabian Nights, right? And Aladdin, the very popular comics as well as cartoons were used to come on the television, right? So the options are the option A, the 1001 Arabian Nights, B, Cinderella, C, Snow White, and D, the Frog Prince. So if you remember, the central characters of 1001 Arabian Nights were Aladdin and Jasmine, the prince and the princess respectively. And that's why you can see in the picture as well, right? 1001 Arabian Nights. So the correct answer to the 32nd question of AFCAT 2017 paper, Aladdin is the character of which of the following books? The correct answer is A, 1001 Arabian Nights. All right, let's move to the next question. Where is the office of the International Court of Justice located? Where is the office of the International Court of Justice located? Now, first of all, let's figure out why this question has been asked. So the question has been asked because in the year 2017, India, had defeated UK in the elections for the judges of the International Court of Justice. A popular judge, a popular Indian judge by the name of Dalveer Bhandari, had defeated UK in the elections for the judges of the International Court of Justice, and that's why this question became very important. At the same time, if you remember, keeping the International Court of Justice in view, if you remember, there was a case going on in the International Court of Justice regarding Kulbhushan Jadhav. Okay, what is the India-Pakistan dispute regarding the case of Kulbhushan Jadhav, where India claims him to be an Indian naval officer and Pakistan claimed him to be a spy, an Indian spy. All right. So because of these frequent news, International Court of Justice had been the highlight of the AFCAT 2 2017 question paper, and there was a question that appeared from this, but the question was very simple. The headquarters or the office or the secretariat of the International Court of Justice is located where? So the answer to this is The Hague, right? The answer to this is The Hague. All right. The Hague, you can see that written in the news headlines also that I have put here. Okay. The International Court of Justice is the principal legal body of the United Nations. It is based in The Hague and its job is to settle disputes between the states. So the answer to the 33rd question of AFCAT 2 2017, where is the office of the International Court of Justice located? The answer is A, Hague. Okay. Moving forward to the next question. 34th question, what is sin bin in ice hockey game? What is sin bin in ice hockey game? Now, even if you have never watched ice hockey and even if you haven't shown any interest in this game till now, you can take an educated guess at this question. Okay, you can still mark this question correctly. If you read the question and again, once again, what is sin bin in ice hockey game? And you concentrate on the terms sin bin. So the term sin stands for something that you have done wrong. Okay, it's like a penalty for something that you have done wrong. You're the sin, and a bin is something like a compartment or something like that. Okay, so if you look at the options here, the first one is penalty box. Penalty box. The second option is hockey sticks. Second option is hockey sticks. The third option is dustbin. Dustbin, and the fourth option is restroom. Okay, the fourth option is restroom. Now, if you apply a little bit of common sense, you will easily be able to eliminate the third and the fourth options, that is dustbin and restroom. Why is it like that? It's because things like dustbin and restroom will not qualify to be a part of the rules of the game. Okay, dustbin and restroom and stadium and all these things, the green room, are not qualified enough to be included in the rules and regulations of the game. It's not mandatory that there should be a separate terminology for these things in the rules and regulations of the game. So the moment you eliminate the nonsense options such as dustbin and restroom, you are now left with two options only. The two options are penalty box and hockey sticks. Penalty box and hockey sticks. So definitely from the name sin bin, I would be more prompted to mark a penalty box as the correct answer. Okay, with the name sin bin in mind, I would be more prompted to mark a penalty box as the correct answer, right? And that's exactly what it is. So this is a penalty box in which a time is given for the players who has done something wrong or has violated any of the rules of ice hockey to spend some time in this box called sin bin, from where he can watch the game, but he cannot interact with his team players, and also he cannot be a part of the game. It's not for the entire duration of the game, it's only for some minutes. Okay, and it's like a penalty for violation of rules, right? So the answer to the 34th question, what is sin bin in ice hockey game, is a penalty box. All right, moving forward to the next question. 35th question, which is the deepest trench in the world? Which is the deepest trench in the world? Now, this is a very common question. Those who have gone through any of the materials of geography would know the answer to this question. The answer to this question is the Mariana Trench, right? The answer to this question is the Mariana Trench, and it is located slightly northeast of Philippines, in the Western Pacific Ocean, right? It is located here, slightly northeast of Philippines in the Western Pacific Ocean. This is the Pacific Ocean here. And why it is well known is because it is the deepest point on the surface of the earth, right? It is the deepest point on the surface of the earth. And the depth of Mariana Trench, as you can see in feet, would be 36,200 feet. 36,200 feet. If we convert this to kilometers, it would be around 11,000 kilometers. Sorry, 11,000 meters or 11 kilometers. If we convert this to kilometers, it would be around 11 kilometers. Okay. And you can see the depth of Mount Everest, or the height of Mount Everest itself, is around 8 kilometers. So it is actually, the depth of Mariana Trench is more than the height of Mount Everest. So it's like, even if we put the entire Mount Everest beneath the ocean in the underwater, even then Mariana Trench will be more deeper than that. Okay. So that's why it is acclaimed to be the world's deepest point. Okay. So the correct answer to the 35th question, which is the deepest trench in the world, is B, Mariana Trench. Okay. B, Mariana Trench. And these are some of the trenches of the Pacific Ocean, right? And as you know, Pacific Ocean has some of the deepest trenches of the world. Here you can see that on the eastern, northeastern side of New Zealand is a Kermadec Trench also. There's a Kermadec Trench, and this is also known to be the second deepest point on the surface of the earth. And the depth of this is 1 kilometer less than the Mariana Trench. Okay. So the depth of Kermadec Trench is 10 kilometers, while that of Mariana Trench is 11 kilometers. So that's how Mariana Trench is the deepest point, and Kermadec is the second deepest point on the surface of the earth. Okay. Moving forward to the next question. So who was the first cricket player to be declared out in a test cricket match by a third umpire? Who was the first cricketer to be declared out in a test cricket match by a third umpire? And the correct answer to this is no one else but our master blaster, Sachin Tendulkar. Master blaster Sachin Tendulkar. He was the first cricketer to be declared out in a test cricket match by a third umpire. And as you know, Sachin had a lot of morality in mind for the decisions of the umpire. He never went against the decisions of the umpire. He never claimed any of the decisions of the umpire, be it the first umpire or the third umpire. All right. Okay. So let's move to the next question with this. So the 37th question is, who was the first NSA of India? Who was the first National Security Advisor of India? So currently, you know that the National Security Advisor of India is Ajit Doval, a former IPS officer, right? But the first NSA of India was Brajesh Mishra, as you can see in this picture, during the Atal Bihari Vajpayee cabinet. And he was a former IFS officer, okay, Indian Foreign Service official, right? And recently he had passed away also. Okay, he had passed away also recently, recently we also know that Mr. Atal Bihari Vajpayee had also passed away. So that's why this news became important and became a part of the AFCAT 2017 paper. Okay, so the correct answer to this question, who was the first NSA of India, is A, Brajesh Mishra. Okay, A, Brajesh Mishra. Moving forward to the next question, 38th question. Satyajit Ray was A, politician, B, dancer, C, filmmaker, D, tabla player. Now, Bengalis would have heard about him definitely, and also the rest of India would have heard about him. He was altogether a different level of filmmaking is what Satyajit Ray is known for. Okay, So we have some of the best films made by Satyajit Ray, right? And anyone who does not know him all over India, I would be highly surprised. Okay, so the correct answer to this question is Satyajit Ray was a filmmaker. Okay, so C, filmmaker. All right. If in case you have not heard of him, you would have heard of the famous, detective series. The first detective series that was written by him is Byomkesh Bakshi, Satyajit Ray, right? Byomkesh Bakshi, right? Okay. Now coming to the 39th question, Mandal Commission was established by which of the following prime ministers of India? Mandal Commission was established by which of the following prime ministers of India? Now one thing that you know about is for reservation to the OBCs, SCs and the STs, Mandal Commission was set up in the year 1978. Okay, Mandal Commission was set up in the year 1978, and it was supposed to conduct a study to estimate that who should be the real beneficiaries of the reservations. Who should be the real beneficiaries of the reservations? And accordingly, it had estimated more than 3,500 castes in India, and had said that the socially and the economically deprived sections of the society are the ones who have to be the true beneficiaries of the reservations in India. Okay, so what you must note is that it was in the year 1978 when, for a brief period of time from 1977 to 1979, there was a Janata government in the center, and it was by Morarji Desai, the fourth Prime Minister of India, right? Fourth Prime Minister of India for a brief period of time from 1977 to 1979, for around 2 years, where he had replaced Congress, that is Indira Gandhi, and Janata Party had come into power during that time. So Mandal Commission was set up during that time. Okay, let's move forward to the next question. Which Cuban athlete is called a horse? Okay, which Cuban athlete is called horse? So the options are A, Dayron Robles, B, Ivan Garcia, C, Alberto Juantorena, and D, Hector Herrera. And the correct answer to this question is C, Alberto Juantorena, okay, who is known as the Cuban horse. And why he is known like that is particularly is because of his long horse-like strides that he takes during any athletic event. So his strides are really long, and he throws his legs wide open, just like a horse does during galloping. And that's why he was nicknamed as the horse. So the correct answer to the 48th question of AFCAT 2 2017 paper, which Cuban athlete is called horse, is C, Alberto Juantorena. Moving forward to the next question, Michael Ferreira is related to which sports? Michael Ferreira is related to which sports? So the options are A, car racing, B, badminton, C, hockey, and D, billiards. Okay. So the correct answer to this is D, billiards. And Michael Ferreira is an old, billiard star from Bombay. He is nicknamed as the Bombay Tiger. Okay, he's nicknamed as the Bombay Tiger, right? And what you might be knowing is there was a QNet scam that was in news sometimes back, in which the name Michael Ferreira had flashed once again after a very long period of time. And since this former billiard star was involved in a controversy over a scam and had also undergone police custody for some time, that's why the question appeared in AFCAT 2 of 2017 paper. Michael Ferreira is related to which sport? So the correct answer to the 41st question of AFCAT 2 2017 paper is D, billiards. Michael Ferreira is related to D, billiards. Okay, moving forward to the next question. Where is the headquarter of the World Health Organization located? Okay, where is the headquarter of the World Health Organization located? So the correct answer to this question, as you already know, most of you would be knowing, is the options given to you are A, The Hague, B, Washington, C, Geneva, and D, Beijing, right? So the correct answer to this question is C, Geneva. C, Geneva in Switzerland. This is a map location for that. And That's the hint for you. So the secretariat, sometimes they give the question as secretariats of international organizations. Sometimes they call it the headquarters of the international organizations. Sometimes they call it the office of the international organization. But all three of them mean one and the same. The meaning is the headquarters from where the chief operations take place. Okay. And the correct answer to this 42nd question of AFCAT 2 paper is the headquarter of World Health Organization is located in Geneva, Switzerland. Okay, let's move forward. So who was named the ICC cricketer of the year 2016 is the 43rd question. And the options you can see: Virat Kohli, Ravichandran Ashwin, Steve Smith, and Michelle Johnson, right? So the correct answer to this question is R. Ashwin, the ICC cricketer of the year and the test cricketer of the year 2016, right? Okay. And here you can see a news clipping of the event as well. And that's why it was all over the news. You can see the date here, 2016. And that's why it became a part of the AFCAT 2 2017 question paper. Okay. Let's move forward to the 44th question. Which of the following states won the Vijay Hazare Trophy in 2016 to 17? Which one of the following states won the Vijay Hazare Trophy in 2016 to 17? The options are A. Tamil Nadu, B. West Bengal, C. Kerala, and D. Delhi. So in the background, you can see Dinesh Karthik, who was declared as the man of the match of the finale of Vijay Hazare Trophy of 2016 and 17. And you can see a snippet from the news clipping. Tamil Nadu beats Bengal by 37 runs in the finales of Vijay Hazare Trophy 2016-17, and Dinesh Karthik is the man of the match. So the correct answer to the 44th question of AFCAT 2 2017 paper, which of the following states won Vijay Hazare Trophy in 2016 to 17, is A. Tamil Nadu. Okay. Let's move forward to the 45th question. Bharatanatyam is the classical dance of which state? Okay, Bharatanatyam is the classical dance of which state? Now there are several classical dances that we have, and how they differ from the folk dances is the important thing that you need to understand is. So classical dances are something that have been given the classical tag by the Sangeet Natak Academy of India. Folk dances is slightly different. It has not been given a classical tag. Okay, so some of the classical dances of India you might already be knowing: Kathak, Kathakali, Bharatanatyam, Kuchipudi, Odissi, Manipuri, Satriya, Mohiniyattam, right? So these are the classical dances of India, and Bharatanatyam, out of all, is the oldest dance form that we have in India, which is dedicated to Shaivism, and it has its origin in Tamil Nadu, from where the Nataraja statue, the Nataraja bronze statue of the Cholas was discovered, and the Nataraja statue of Shiva is believed to be in the mudra of Bharatanatyam, in one of the mudras of Bharatanatyam. So the classical dance of Bharatanatyam comes from Tamil Nadu. Okay, so that's the answer to the 45th question of AFCAT 2 2017 paper, C. Tamil Nadu. Let's move to the 46th question. Who was the Indian Air Chief in November 2016? Who was the Air Chief in the year November 2016? So you guys already might be knowing that in the year November 2016, Arup Raha, Air Chief Marshal Arup Raha, on the left side here, was the Indian Air Force Chief in the year 2016. And in the December of 2016, the question says November 2016, but the next month in December 2016, Arup Raha stepped down and his place was taken by Air Chief Marshal Birender Singh Dhanoa, the figure that you see on the right. Okay, so the correct answer for the 46th question of AFCAT 2 2017 paper, who was the Indian Air Chief in the November 2016, is B. Arup Raha, the person on the left. And around the same time, what had happened is Arup Raha was replaced by Birender Singh Dhanoa, and in the Indian Army, Dalbir Singh Suhag was replaced by the current Chief of Defence Staff, which is Bipin Rawat. Okay, so the figure that you see on the right is General Dalbir Singh Suhag, and you can see the figure on the left is General Bipin Rawat, who had replaced him as the Indian Army Chief in the same year, in the same month, that is December 2016, right? And right now he has been promoted as the Chief of Defence Staff of India, and the Indian Army Chief on the other hand is General M.M. Naravane. Okay, so let's move forward to the 47th question. Let's move forward to the 47th question. 47th question of AFCAT 2 2017 paper says, Kevaladev National Park is located in which state? Kevaladev National Park is located in which state? Now, those who have studied geography a little bit and have gone up to the national park topics would know that there is a national park by the name of Kevaladev Ghana in Rajasthan, in Bharatpur district of Rajasthan, right? And what you also might be knowing is that it is also one of the wetlands as per the Ramsar sites of India, as per the Ramsar Convention. Okay, as per the Ramsar Convention, it is one of the wetlands of India also. Okay, and also another thing that you need to know from Kevaladev Ghana National Park point of view is it is also a UNESCO World Heritage. It also has a UNESCO World Heritage tag. Okay, so that's why, because of so many achievements of Kevaladev Ghana National Park, it is appearing in the AFCAT 2 2017 question paper. And you can see that Kevaladev Ghana National Park is located here in Rajasthan. Okay, here in Rajasthan, in the Bharatpur district. So the correct answer to the 47th question of AFCAT 2 2017 paper, Kevaladev Ghana National Park is located in which state? C, Rajasthan. Moving forward to the 48th question, who won the Nobel Prize in the year 2016? Who won the Nobel Prize in the year 2016? So the options are A, Juan Manuel Santos, B, International Campaign to Abolish Nuclear Weapons, C, Tunisian National Dialogue Quartet, and D, Malala Yousafzai. So the correct answer to this question is A, Juan Manuel Santos, the president, the Colombian president, who brought about an end to the centuries-long civil war that was going on in Colombia. You would have heard of Pablo Escobar, who was a very dreaded criminal of Colombia, and he had, given rise to a lot of rebellious groups, rebellious terrorist groups within Colombia, who used to, conduct a lot of anti-social activities. And it is said that Colombia is gripped in a civil war for a very long time. It was said like that. But in the year 2016, what happened is the incumbent Colombian president by the name of Juan Manuel Santos eliminated the civil war by signing the peace agreement with the terrorist groups, okay, who promised to give up their arms and ammunitions. So that's why, for bringing the Colombian civil war to an end, Juan Manuel Santos was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 2016. So the correct answer to the 48th question, who won the Nobel Peace Prize in 2016, is A, Juan Manuel Santos. Okay. Moving forward to the next question, on which river the Baglihar Dam is built? Now, a very common question and keeps appearing in the news every now and then, right? It appeared in the NDA 1 and 2 2020 paper also, right? The recent NDA exam that took place on the 6th of September. The question that appeared in the exam was, Baglihar, Salal and Dulhasti dams are located on which river? Okay. So the correct answer to this question is C, Chenab. C, Chenab. So there are a few projects, few hydroelectric projects done by India on the Chenab river, such as Baglihar Dam. Another one is the Salal Dam. Another one is the Dulhasti Dam, which proved to be a point of contention between India and Pakistan, with regard to the terms of the Indus Water Treaty. Now, as per the Indus Water Treaty, you might be knowing that of 1960, which was brokered by the World Bank, the upper three riparian rivers, that is Indus, Jhelum and Chenab, are to be utilized by Pakistan, whereas the lower three riparian rivers, that is Ravi, Byas and Satluj, are to be utilized by India. So when we come in contention with Pakistan, when does it happen is when we build certain hydroelectric projects on the upper three riparian rivers, and that is when Pakistan opposes. So even on Jhelum, we have constructed a Kishan Ganga project, which proves to be a point of contention between India and Pakistan. Again, on Chenab, we have constructed three hydroelectric projects, that is Baglihar, Dalal and Salal and Tulasti Dam, which proves to be a point of contention between India and Pakistan. So that's why the question has been asked in AFCAT 2 of 2017, right? So the question is, on which river the Baglihar Dam is located, is built? And the correct answer to this question is C, Chenab. Let's move forward to the last question from AFCAT 2 2017 question paper of GK. And the question is, the first meeting of the Indian National Congress was held at which place? The first meeting of the Indian National Congress was held at which place? So a very common question. The Indian National Congress was formed in the way back in 1885 by the efforts of a former East India Company official, Allen Octavian Hume, in consonance with the then Viceroy of India, Lord Dufferin, right? And there was an entire safety valve theory that was there, safety valve conspiracy that was there behind the formation of the Indian National Congress. However, the first session of Indian National Congress that took place was in the year 1885, December of 1885, and it took place in Bombay. And the first presiding officer of the first meeting of Indian National Congress was W.C. Banerjee, Vyomesh Chandra Banerjee. So in this picture that you can see here, you can see A.O. Hume, Allen Octavian Hume here, and the very next to him you can see our W.C. Banerjee, the president of the first session of the Indian National Congress in Bombay in the year 1885. So the correct answer to the 50th and the last general awareness question of AFCAT 2 2017 paper, the first meeting of the Indian National Congress was held at which place? The correct answer is A, Bombay. And you can see there is a just a clipping that I put for your reference. Early nationalist Vyomesh Chandra Banerjee passed away on 21st July 1906. He was the first president of the Indian National Congress and presided over the first session of the Indian National Congress held at Bombay in 1885. All right. So with that, we have come to an end of the general awareness section of AFCAT 2 2017 paper. Hope it was a time of great learning for you and hope the paper was easy. And I wish the aspirants of AFCAT 2020 all the very best, the ones who are going to write the exam the coming weekend. So all the very best, guys. Please do well. Thank you.
Okay, good afternoon, candidate. And now we are going to start our next segment, that is mathematics and reasoning. So I'm Rohit Srivastava, and we will discuss the remaining section of this AFCAT 2013 to 2017 paper series. So we will start from our question number 51. And before starting it, I can explain you about the syllabus structure, that we have a 50 question segment, what you have read till yet, that is from the English and that your GS general awareness section, and then remaining 50 question are coming from the reasoning and this mathematics portion. Okay, so we can start with our first question from the mathematics, and the paper what we are going to deal in this, the mathematics segment is lesser and the reasoning segment is more. Okay, so we will start with the first question. Okay, so we will start with a segment that numerical ability, and in this segment we have in a mathematics from the question number 51 to the question number 66. So first we will discuss all the mathematics question, then after that we will go through the reasoning. Okay, so come upon the question number 1. This is 51 question in this mathematics. Okay. So now we are on the question number 51 here. So in this question they are saying that a man whose speed is 4.5 km/h in still water, and water rose to a certain upstream point and back to the same point, and the river which flows at a 1.5 km/h, then what is the average speed for whole journey? Okay, so come up on the board. So we have a first question. In first question we have a river speed. It is given that 4.5 km/h. Okay, and it is boat speed. And after this they have given a river speed that is 1.5 km/h. So what the guys have asked you, they asked you that the average speed of this boat and river. So what you have to do, if we will go in a same direction, that is boat and river, so the relative speed of these two will add together. So this is called downstream speed. So what we will do here, 4.5 plus 1.5, it will be 6 km/h. So it is called downward speed. Then next we can do that if boat and river, they both are in a different order. So we will do 4.5 minus 1.5. It will be around of 3.5 km/h. Now what they are asking? They are asking the average speed in this question. So the formula for average speed will be, when we are going to cover a same distance, that is equals to 2xy upon x plus y. So we will use this formula. 2 into x will be 6 and y will be 3. So 6 into 3 upon 6 plus 3. So it will be 639. It will be 18. 9 2 is 18. 2 into 2. So the answer 4 km/h. So the questions that B option is correct one. Okay, so coming for the next question. Okay, in this second question of mathematics, they have said the ratio of the boys and girls in a school is 3:2. If 20% of the boys and 30% of the girls are scholarship holder, they are asking how many boys and girls they are not scholar holder. Okay, so we will come upon the solution part of this question here. Okay, so in this question they have given 3:2. It is the ratio. This is the question number 52. We have a 20% boys, okay, and we have a 30% girls. So if the 20% boys and 30% girls are here, we will use the combined mean formula, that is called n1 x1 bar plus n2 x2 bar upon n1 plus n2. It will give you the complete percentage of the candidate who are studying in class. So here I will use, this is 33 into the boy, that is 20, plus 2 is the ratio for girl, into 30% are girl, and 3 plus 2. So you will continue with this 60, 60, 120 upon 5. It will be 5 2s are 4. It means here are the total 24 candidate, 24% candidate who are studying the subject. So how many are total? 100%. And from those 100%, 24% are studying. So if you will subtract these two, you will get the 76%. So in your sheet, the answer will be D option. D option will be the correct. Okay, so come for the next question, 53. Question number 53. Okay, so in question number 53, they have said A is thrice as efficient as workman as a B, and therefore is able to finish a work in a 40 days less than B to complete a work. Working together, they can do it in how many days? Okay, so come upon the solution part. Here they are saying A is thrice efficient than B. A is thrice efficient than B, and after that they are saying A is taking 40, means if the B is taking X days, so A is taking 40 less than B days. Okay, so what we will use here, it is a work and time related question. So we will use that basic formula that M1 D1 you have read, M2 D2. So here the man counting is not, so I will use here efficiency 1, efficiency 2. Okay, then after that you can see A is thrice efficient as B. It means if the efficiency of B, this is a B segment, this is a A segment. So if I will say efficiency of B is 100, so he is how much? 300 of it. And then he is taking the X number of days, so he will take a X minus 40 number of days, because in a question they have said that A is taking 40 less than days than B. Okay, then after that you do the calculation for it, so you guys will get 3x minus, that is 120, is equals to X. So 2x is equals to 120, so X is equals to 60. So here we are getting the value of X is equals to 60. It means Mr. B will finish the work in a 60 days, and Mr. A, he will finish the work in a 60 minus 40, that is 20 days. So if they are asking what is the amount of days they both will do work together, so you guys have to do A plus B, the both work will be, A's 1 day work will be 1 upon 20, B's 1 day work will be 1 upon 60, count it, it will be 4 upon 60, so 1 upon 15. So just do the reciprocal of it, 15 day. 15 day is the right answer in this. A option is correct for this question. Okay, so come upon the next question number 53. Okay, so question number 54 is here. A train is moving at a cover rate of 90 km per hour and crosses a tunnel in a 36 seconds, and another train which is 100 meters shorter moving at a cover of a 45 km per hour, how much time will it take to go through the tunnel? Okay, so coming upon the solution part of this 54 number question. So in this question number 54, they are trying to tell you that, now come upon the solution on board 54 number. So when the train will cross the tunnel, okay, so at that time you guys have to learn speed is equals to distance upon time, you have read. So when the let's suppose, see that it is a tunnel and it is a train, and train is moving to the tunnel, so at that time train will cross itself and plus tunnel length, means at the time of tunnel, platform, bridge are there, then you will use speed is equals to, in place of distance, train length plus platform or tunnel length. Okay, this you will use here. So in the question number 54, the first line is a train covering at a 90 km per hour, a tunnel in a 36 seconds. So 90 km per hour is the speed of a train. Train length we don't know, and the tunnel, they are saying tunnel length, this also we don't know, tunnel length, and but here time is 36 seconds, this they are saying. This is our first condition. Now the next, another train which is 100 meters shorter than the previous one, moving with a 45 km per hour, and another train which is 100 meters shorter from this train. Okay, and it is also crossing the tunnel, and upon they have crossed in how much time they are asking, T for time. Okay, so what you guys have to do, just see here, it is a TL plus tunnel. So if you will get the value of TL plus tunnel from here, so you have to convert this 90 km per hour 5 upon 18 and 5 upon 18. So what you guys have to do, TL plus tunnel you can get from the first equation, and that TL plus tunnel you can keep in this one, and you will get the value of time from the second one. So in this question, just put the value and get the value of time. Okay. Next question. Coming upon the next question, 55 number. question. Okay, so in this question number 55, they have mentioned A, B, B, C, C, A. They have worked together in a 15 days, 20 days, and another one. So that you have to tell them the total number of days to finish the work. Okay, so come upon the board part, 55 number question. Okay, in this question, now come upon the solution part on board. That is, A, B complete to do the work in 12 days. Then next, B and C complete this same work in a 15 days. That previous question, 54 number question answer was a 64 seconds. So you guys continue with that. Okay. Now C plus A, this they will finish the work in a 20 days. Okay. So first we will deal this question manually, and after that you guys learn it that it is a traditional question. So what we will do, we will find AB's one-day work, that is 1/12. Its one-day work, that is 1/15. Its one-day work, that is 1/20. If you will add these all three equations, you will get a 2 times of A plus B plus C, and is equals to 1/12, 1/15, and 1/20. Okay. Then after that, you guys can send this 2 to that side. So it will be the ABC combined work in a one day. So they are just asking this question line, ABC can complete in how many days? So see that it is 1/2, and here I will take the LCM of a 60. So 5, 4, 3, 5, 4, 9, 3, 12, 12/16. So 12 5 is 60, 5 2 is 10. So it will be 1/10. And always at a final stage of answer, you have to reciprocate it. So in a 10 days, they all will finish the work. Okay. So come upon the next question. Question number 56. Okay. So in question number 56, they have mentioned here that if a number exceeds 40% of itself by 56, so what is the number? Okay. It's a very easy question. Come upon the board. Within a 1 minute, it will be solved. So they are asking by given 4 options. It means what? They are saying in these 4 options, which will increase 40% becomes 56. So see that, find the 40% of each option, and which will give you that 56. That will be the right option. It means D is the right option in this. Okay, so coming upon the next question. Next question is 57 number. So 56 has been done. So in a 57 number question, they have said average weight of 15 student increased by 1.5 kg and 1 person replaced by 40 kg of men. So what is the weight of newcomer? Okay, it's again easy question. See, so actually they are saying a 15 person are there with family. Okay, so come upon the board part. Solution, we will see. So they have given a 15 student and their average weight increased by 1.5 kg per person. Okay, and they are saying a 140 kg person has gone, and in placement of that another person has came. So means that 40 kg person will go, and another 40 kg person will come to balance him. But by coming of a new person, the average weight has been increased by 1.5 kg in each weight. So what you have to do, newcomer weight, it is equals to, that is old average, old weight, that is 40 plus n number of person and into their increase weight. So what you guys have to do, 40 plus 15 into 1.5. This you will do. So 40 plus 22.5 will be there. So 62.5 is the right answer in this one. Okay. So this question answer is 62.5. Coming upon the next question, 58 number. It is related with the average topic. Okay. 58 number. So in this 58 number question, they are saying average temperature, 58 number, average temperature of Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday was 38 degree Celsius, and after that they are saying Wednesday, Friday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. The average temperature will be 37 degree, and they are saying a Friday temperature will be 39 degree. So they are asking what is the temperature on Tuesday. Okay, so come upon the board part for this solution. See, when these 3 days they have included, so it is 38 degree. So it means what you guys will do, 38 into 3, 38 into 3. So it will be the total temperature for the Thursday, Wednesday, and this Tuesday. Okay. Now next, if you will just do here 37 into 3, so you will get the complete temperature of Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Now what you have to do, here they have given a Friday temperature. So just subtract from this 39, you will get the value of Wednesday and Thursday temperature. Okay. So just subtract these two, Wednesday and Thursday temperature will come. Now in an upper one, that 38 into 3 minus do this calculation, 37 into 3 minus 39, and you will get the what? Tuesday temperature. Listen again carefully. First what you have to do, just these 3-day temperature and minus Friday temperature, you will get the Wednesday and Thursday temperature. Now subtract Wednesday and Thursday temperature from upper one. So 38 into 3 minus 37 into 3 minus 39. This will give you the complete answer. Okay, so move for the next question. It is question number 59. So in a question number 59, okay, this question has been done, coming upon the 59 number. So in a 59 number question, what they have mentioned, a shopkeeper sell a watch of 575 and makes a profit of 15%. If he sell a different watch at a loss of 10%. So at end of the deal, he will neither gain nor loss. What is the cost price of the second watch? Okay, so come upon the solution part. Selling price of one watch is 575, and on this he made a profit of 15%. Okay, so what you guys will do, when you will use that basic formula, that SP is equals to CP bracket 100 plus profit upon 100. Okay, this formula when you will use in it, so what will happen after doing solution, you will get the CP of first watch, it will be 500 rupees. Okay, so this is the first watch deal. Now the second watch they are saying it's sold at a 10% loss. Okay, so they have not given the cost of the second watch. So what I will take a cost of a second watch as a 500 rupees. Okay, and at the end of the line they are asking what is the cost of second watch. Okay, so what you guys have to do, just go from the option. Let's suppose you will pick the option D. Option D. In option D, they have a 675 rupees. So if you guys will, this is cost price. So what will be the selling price? Find the 10% of it. It will be loss of 67 rupees 50 paisa. Just minus from it and find the SP2. If you will do that, CP1 plus CP2 is equals to SP1 plus SP2, and this will occurred by which option? That is the right option. So CP1 you will put, that is 500, and CP2 you will pick from option, that is 675, and SP1 what you will take, that is 575, and SP2 you have to find after 675 minus 67.5, put here. If this is equal, so it will be right answer. Otherwise, go for the next option. Okay, so this is the process to solve this question. Coming upon the next one. Okay, the question number that is 60. Okay, in a 60 number question, they are saying a man spent 1/3 of his income on food, 1/4 of the rest on rent, 1/5 of the rest on clothes. He still has 1760 left with him. Okay, so come upon the solution part of this question. Actually, he is spending money one by one. So what you guys have to do, that let's suppose initially he have a X rupees with you. Then after that, he spent 1/3 of his income. So what 1/3 income if you will expend, that is, one is the total amount you have, 1/3 you will spend, so 2/3 you will left with you. So it means after spending 1/3, he have a 2/3 amount left. Now the left amount, 1/4 he spend on rent. So if you will spend 1/4 on rent, 3/4 will left. So here the 3/4 will left. Now next again he spent it. Again he spend 1/5 of the remaining. So 1/5 is spended. So next is, that is 4/5 is left. So it is equals to what we have to do here. That is equals to 1760. Okay. So now what you can do, just cut it and you will get the value. That is 2 8 is 16, 2 8 is 16, and 4 will go that side. So it is coming 4440. So that answer which relates with this one, that is right option. A option is correct in this. Okay. So coming upon the next question number 61. Okay, so question number 61, we will go for 61 number question. So in the question number 61, they have a cloth merchant says, due to slump in market, he sells the cloth at a 10% loss, but he uses false meter scale and actually gain 15%. So he's showing 10% loss and gaining 15%. Okay. And okay, now come upon the solution part of this question. So what he will do, it is a regular question. So what you guys have to do, you have to learn this formula, that is true scale upon false scale. Only this is the good method to solve this question. It is equals to 100 plus gain on a true scale, and 100 minus loss on a bad scale. Okay, so they are asking what is the false scale he has used. So what you guys have to do in this, just scale up. Okay, just wait a minute. We are okay, 61 number. So actual length of scale they are asking. So true scale you can do 100 centimeter, false scale you can do X. Here 100 plus gain, so that is 115, and 100 minus loss, that is 90. Okay, so just take these two and solve them. You will get the right configuration of scale. Okay, so this will give you the right length of scale. Okay, so coming upon the next question, that is question number 62. Okay, so in question number 62, that they have mentioned two numbers are in the ratio of 12:13, and if 20 is subtracted from each, the new number are in the ratio 2:3. Okay, so come upon the board part. They have said two numbers are in the ratio 12:13. So what we will do, let the first number will be the 12x and next number will be the 13x. And they are saying if the 20 is subtracted from both, like this kind of. So the new ratio becomes 2:3. Actually, what I am doing, just I am doing it manually because many of you guys understood this process only. Otherwise, at the end of the line, they have written that the smaller number is what? Okay, so smaller number have a ratio of 12. So we have a 4 option also. That 4 option are Mr. 26, 32, 24, 28. So see that smaller number should be in a multiple of Mr. 12. So Mr. 12 multiple is 24. So C will be the right answer for this. You can also go with this same process and you can tell that what is the smaller number. So 24 is the right answer for this question. Okay, so coming upon the next part, that is 63 number question. Okay, coming upon the board 63. Okay, in 63 number question, they have said a train passes a man standing on a platform is 10 seconds and platform in 22 seconds. If the platform is 150-meter long, how long the train is? Okay, so come upon the board part. That is, speed is equals to distance, that is train length upon time. Okay, come upon the solution part on board. So what we have done here, see, they are saying a train will cross a man in a 10 second. Okay, so at that time, that speed of train is equals to TL, we don't know, but 10 second it will cross the man. So this is the case for when the train will cross any this kind of object, means vertical object who do not have length in them. Okay, the next line they are saying, and it crosses a platform in a 22 second. So see that speed is equals to train length plus platform length upon time. This will be the formula used when the train will cross the platform. Okay, so here we will use speed is equals to TL plus the platform length 150 meter they have given in a question, and upon time is 22 seconds they have given in question. Now what you can do, just divide this equation number 2 and divide this equation number 1 with each other. You will get the train length from it. Okay, so by division of these two, s has got cancelled. 1 is equals to, that is TL upon 10 and upon TL plus 150 upon 22. This we can mention at this side, TL plus 150 upon 22. So just do this and get the value of train length. Okay, so this much only the solution part in this. Okay, so coming up on the next part of question, that is 64 number question. Okay, so coming upon the question number 64, and this is the length of train. Okay, so in 64 number question, they have mentioned here, if 1/5 tank is full and 22-liter fuel poured in it, then 3/4 tank is full. Find the capacity of tank. Okay, so come upon the board, that is 64. So this paper actually is easy from all previous question paper. So your AFCAT exam has been started on a 2011 year. Okay, so now today is 2020, it means 9 years has been passed. So in these 9 years, what they have done, that 25 question from math and 25 question from reasoning, they are mixing it together. Means mathematics they are decreasing and reasoning they are increasing. Okay, so coming upon that question, that is called 64 number. So here they are saying a tank, it is 1/5 part is filled of this tank and 22-liter fuel poured in it. 22-liter fuel they poured in it, and after that 3/4 tank has been full. So what you guys have to do, let the total tank is X and 3/4 minus 1/5 means earlier it was 1/5 and now 3/4. So their subtraction is the total amount of liquid in it, which is equals to 22-liter they have given. Now see 5 3 the 15 minus 4, that is 11 upon 20 is equals to 22. So it will be 11 2 and 2 2 4. So earlier the tank was filled with a 40-liter. So this is the actual volume of the tank. Okay, so coming for the next question, question number 65. So 40 liter is the right answer for this question. Okay, so coming upon the 65 number. Question number 65. Next question. Okay, in question number 65, what we have to see, they have written Mr. A, B, C, D are distributed 3/4 pen. Okay, what is the minimum number of pen is required? Okay, so come upon the board on this question. 1/3, 1/4, 1/5, 1/6. Okay, this is the ratio of pen taken by the ABCD. ABCD will take the pen in this ratio. Now what you have to do here, that take the LCM of these all. So I am doing the LCM by the 180. Okay, so it will be 60. It will be that 445. It will be 5. 180 I have taken as a LCM of these are. So 5 3s are 6 are and 6 3s are. Okay, this type of. Now just make in a simpler form. That is, I will divide by the 5. So 5 20 ja, 5 5 1 ja, and 2 ja, and 5 15 ja, and not, it will not cancel by 5. So divided by the 3. So 3 20 15 12 10. See that if you will combine them all, it will equals to 57. So they should purchase minimum 57 number of pen for this question. Okay, so come upon the next part of the question. That is question number 66. So the answer for this question will be 57. So now the next question is 50, that is 66 number. Okay, so 66 number question. So in a question number 66, they have mentioned a sum is lent at a simple interest for 4 years. Had it paid 3% more rate, it would have earned 78 more rupees. Find the sum. Okay, so come upon the board part. They are saying it is from the simple interest, and they have given time is equals to 4 years, and earlier there was a rate of interest was given. Now they are saying if it would be paid for R plus 3% rate of interest, then it will fetch amount 78 rupees more. So what you guys will do, SI earlier, SI now is equals to 78 rupees. Okay, so SI earlier will be principal, rate, time, 4 year, minus principal rate will be R plus 3, time will be 4 year, upon 100 is equals to 78 rupees. Okay, this is the basic line of calculation you have to write. Now you guys can see that PR4, PR4, they will cancel. So what will left here? Here only the P12 upon 1200, that is 78. It will be left. So 12 7 ja 76 and 12 2 ja. So principal is coming by this calculation. Okay. So in this only the P will be left. So in this question answer, P will be 750 rupees. Okay. So coming upon the next, just calculate this line. Okay. And get the value of principal. Okay. So coming for the next question. It is question number 67. So now the part for the mathematics has been over in this series. Now we will come for the reasoning and aptitude test. Okay. So remaining from the question number 67 to 100, we have a reasoning questions. Okay. So we will start it within a minute. We will start with the first question. Okay, so in this our question number, that is reasoning first question. So reasoning question you guys can continue by this same on a board only. Okay, so this is a first question 67 number. They have given a 4 option and they are asking which is odd among all. It means we have to read that all one by one all 4 words and we have to tell them odd one out. So this odd one out segment, it is called from the, actually in a reasoning they have distributed, okay, in a reasoning they have distributed into the 2 segments. Okay, one segment is called verbal reasoning and another segment is called non-verbal reasoning. So come upon the question part. Here 4 word you have to find odd one out. It is from the classification topic. Okay, 67 number. So intimacy, attachment, friendship and enmity. So if you will guys will read the meaning of these one. So first 3 have a same meaning and enmity have a different meaning. So D is the odd one out in this question number 67. Okay, so now coming upon the 68 part, that is called A, parrot, bat, crow, sparrow. They have given you the 4 bird name, but in those 4 bird, if you will go through the parrot, bat, crow, and sparrow, bat is a mammal category, and other 3 are belonging for the that bird category. Okay, so coming for the question number 69. In a 69 number, we have a, B, C, D. We have a grapes, pomegranate, cardamom, and mango. So see here, cardamom is a spice, and remaining all 3 are the fruits. Okay, so coming upon the question number 70, we have a water, pool, lake, pond. Okay, so pool, lake, pond, all 3 are similar. They are the source of water, and water is that basic source. So A will be the odd one out from them. Okay, next question number 71. You guys can see that here it is eye, hand, nose, ear. 4 options are given. So we have read our 5 sensory organs. So eyes, nose, ear are coming from those 3 sensory organs. So hand is differ from that. Okay, so coming upon the question number 72 from this reasoning topic. Okay, in this segment they have given a analogy portion. Okay, in analogy what they have done, they are giving you 2 words, and on behalf of that next 2 word, third or fourth they will miss. Okay, so come upon the question number 72. In a 72 number we have to see editor will write the content in a magazine. Okay, so editor relates with a magazine, so they are asking which option will be correct. So D option will be correct. Director relates with a film. Okay, so it is called analogy. Now 73 number, taste is given by tongue, so walk is given by legs. C option is correct in this. Okay, now come upon the 74 number, chimney. Chimney is producing smoke. You all guys knew it very well. So guns producing bullets. So A option will be correct in this. Now come upon the 75. So for this 75, we have to see D, C, G, H, L, K, Q, P. Okay, so for this question, we will come upon the board. That is 75 number question. Okay, so come upon the board part on this question 75. So it is D, C, G, H relates with L, Q, L, K, Q, P. Okay, and then after that they have given F, E, J, I relates with which one? Okay, so what you guys have to see, just see here, it is A, G, H, I, J, K, L. Okay, it means after leaving 3 letters, they have reached on this letter. So what you guys have to do, I, J, K, L. Okay, so it will start with the M. So which option start with the M? That is right option. So come upon the question part again. Question. So in a question, we have a started with M, A option. So A option, M, L, S, R will be correct for this. And at that paper, okay, so come upon the question number next on board, 76 number question. So in that 75 number question, they have a 2 option correct. That is, one is A and another is B. So you guys have to just calculate it. A and B both will be matched in this. Okay. Coming upon the 76 number question, here they have given paw relates with a cat. Okay, cat have a paw, means it have a fit to climb. And then what speciality? Hoof, who have a hoof? So horse have a hoof on it. So D option is correct. Okay, so coming for the next question number 77. Question number 77. Okay, so these questions are from the that series topic. Okay, so you guys just, I am doing zoom on it, just see clearly. It is here they have a problem figure, and on a problem figure they are asking how the answer you will get. Okay, so what you guys have to do, just in this problem figure, just put attention on a certain figure, and that figure movability check from the 1 to 5 and see that which answer figure will be suitable for you. Okay, so I will come upon the board. I will just discuss you little bit because Z is coming till last. So I will pay attention on Z. Okay, so coming upon the board of this question, that question number 77. Come upon the board part. So come on board. Okay, 77 number. So in 77 number, it is coming from series. So what you guys have to do in a series, they will give you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5 diagram. And on the behalf of that, they will ask you that sixth one. Okay, so here in this 5 diagram, first 5 diagram, we will just pay attention on Z. Okay, see that one Z we can write here. Next we can write here Z. Then on a next diagram they have again Z here. On a next diagram they have again Z here. On a next diagram they have Z here. So Z will come on a left side corner. Okay, so come upon the question that left side corner Z, A option is correct. See that 77 number, A option. Come upon the question part. Okay, come on the question. So 77 A part is the right option. Now the next question, 78 number question. So in the 78 number question, that same sequence we should see that, see here, actually the figures are blurred in this picture. So you guys just pay attention on T only. Okay, so T is coming on a left corner, on a middle this one, on a third figure, on again left bottom corner, then middle. Okay, so this same pattern of T, if you will see, so your C option is correct in this. Okay, so in this question number 78, C option will be correct. If you will see in a C option and in a B option, they both are same, but a square rectangular box are different. So C will be correct in this. Okay, so coming for the next question, question number 79. Okay. So in this question number 79, again we have to see that is problem related with the series one. So again you guys have to do see the pattern of this, and in this if we will move by the Z, it's blurred image, so not able to tell you anything else more. Okay, see that in a diagram number 1 we have a triangle on a left side. In a diagram number 2 we have a triangle on a right side, 3 triangle on a left bottom. Then next diagram, that is a square, circle is coming. On a fourth diagram we have a circle. On a fifth diagram we have a circle on a left side. So in a question figure, that circle should be there or a new figure should become. So in the question number this we have a 79. The answer will be, according to me, that is new diagram is coming in a B part. So you guys have to see B because it have a square in it. Okay, so B will be the right answer for this. So coming upon the next question, that is called 80 number question. In a 80 number question, what we have to do here, again here are the blurred image of the diagram is given. So just we will share this paper in link, so you guys can go through this paper. It is a D option will correct in this diagram, 80 number. Okay, come upon the 81 part because it's visible. So in a 81 part we have a paste and TSAPO and this kind of spelling we have. So what you guys have to do, see that first is paste and then PQRST. In a next that they have moved T and S at first, then next A. So this same pattern if we will follow, that they have moved in a last with the A. Okay, so in this question that VDOZL, that A option will be correct. This I will show you on a board. Just come for board. Okay, board part. Paste. Come upon the board. 81 number. So they have a paste. They have a T S A P O A Z T D P, then D T Z A V and Z O D V A. Okay, this kind of thing they have mentioned. What you have to do, see that A, the positioning of A. Okay, so what they have done, if I will make a like this 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so A is at here first, then A is at here next, then A is at here, now A is here, now A is here. Okay, so the only one place is left A will come again on a third position. So A will on third position, we have a B option correct. Okay, so this question have a B option correct. So now move upon the question part again. B is a correct option for this. Okay, so now come upon the 82 number question. So 82 number question, actually it is the figure completion. So you guys know better than me to how to complete this figure. So first figure completion 82 number. So its figure if you will complete, you will get the answer figure as a D. Okay. In a 82 number, we will get the D as a complete figure pattern. Okay. In a 83 number, if you will complete the pattern, so you will get the C, because C have a corner cut sign as in a X part of the 83 question is given. So C will be the right for the 83 number. Now coming for the 84 number. 84 number, if you will complete the figure, so D part is correct one, because it have a corner moving 3 line. So corner moving 3 line is situated in a D part. So 84 D part is correct. Okay, so come upon the next question, that is 85 number. 85 number. Okay, in 85 number, see that here on a left corner, that is a vertical line. So on a right corner, we have to get the vertical line. So that vertical line figure, it is a part. Okay, so A part will be right. And just wait, huh? You can see that the movement of the pattern is going to change. Okay, so B part will be the right in this. So coming upon the next question, 87 number. 87 number question. So from the question number 87, they have a, okay, come upon the question number 87. Okay, in a 87 number question, they have figure which is different from the rest. It means odd one out they are asking. So what we have to do in a odd one out, see that each figure are equally distributed and complete curve cutting is not present, means each figure is distributed into 4 parts. So you guys can see a figure is distributed only in a 2 part. So A will be correct in this. Next, figure number 88. In 88, actually the blurred image is here. So the leaves pattern we have to see. You have to select only the odd one out. Okay. So when you will see the dark portion of the leaf, in 88, A part is correct. So A will be the correct answer in this. Okay. Coming upon the 89 part, see that it is an arrow is given here. And in those arrow, each have a 5 tick mark, but arrow number B have a 4 tick mark. So 89B is a right option. It is odd from all others. Okay, coming upon the 90 number question. 90 number question. 9090. Okay, in a 90 number question, they have a figure pattern. If you will say A option, it is a outside 5, 4, 6. 5, 4, 6. In a B figure, 5, 4, 3. In a C figure, 3, 4, 5. Okay, all are a consecutive manner diagram, but A have a 5, 4, 6. So it is the wrong one. So A is odd one out. Now come upon the 92 part. 92 part. Okay, so in a question number 92, what we have, see here, it is called a Venn diagram. And in a Venn diagram, they will provide you the 3 words and they will ask you what is the actual Venn diagram can represent them. Okay, so see here it is India, Haryana and world. So in a world we have a India, in India we have a Haryana. So D is a right option for this 92 number question. Okay, D will be the right option. Now next, coming upon the 93. In a 93, they have a pigeon, bird and dog. Okay, inside the bird, that pigeon is coming and dog is a 4 legs animal. So A will be the right answer for this. Now 94 number, we have a earth, sea and sun. Okay, so earth, sea and sun, it means that sea is coming on earth and sun is apart from them. So A is the right option in this. Here you can see earth, inside of earth we have a sea and sun we have a separated. A is a right in this 94 number. Okay, come upon the 95 number question. 95 number question. Okay, so in a 95 number question, we have a hockey, football and cricket. Okay, hockey, football and cricket, they all are a separated game. So B is a right option for these hockey, cricket and football. Okay, coming upon the 96, iron, lead and nitrogen. Okay, iron and lead and nitrogen, they are all are metal and non-metal segregation. Okay, so in this, iron is another metal, lead is another, and nitrogen is a non-metal. So they all three are not correlated with each other. So B should be right in this. So B will be the right option for 96. Coming upon the 97 number question. Okay, it is a diagram based analogy. So in a diagram based analogy, they are saying just see the diagram number 1 and 2, what relation they have. Just pick the diagram number 3 and 4 and tell that what will come in fourth one. Okay, so what you guys can do, that 1 and 2, see that in a diagram number 1 and 2, that horizontal line is moved as a mirror image. So what we will do in a 3 and 4, if I will move like a mirror image, so in a 97 number, we have a B as a right option. Okay, so 97 number analogy question, B is a right answer. Now come upon the 98 number question. Here are the two questions left, 98, 99 and 100. Okay, so 98. On a 98 number question, we have a left side that is trapezium in a diagram number 1. In a diagram number 2, you can see this trapezium has gone on the right middle. So just see this diagram number 3. We have a trapezium again. So gone in a right middle. So in a 98, if you will see that C have a same kind of trapezium. So C will be the right option for this. Here the trapezium has reversed its position. Okay, so 98 C part. Now the 99 number question. Okay, in a 99 number question, if you will see diagram number 1 and 2, so 2 become dark. So diagram number 3 and 4, what we have to guess, that 4 should be light in the same pattern of that, and it should be rotated by left side. Okay, so what we will do in this question, we will that white dot left side turn, so C will be the right answer for this. Coming upon the 100 number figure, in the first two figure 1 and 2, you can see the last circle encloses square and triangle. So now diagram number 3, the last figure is triangle and it will enclose rectangle and circle. So the 100 number question have a C option correct. Okay, so come upon the board part. Now this portion has been finished. Okay, so guys, this paper of AFCAT has been finished by us, and this is the proper pattern that AFCAT paper is coming in your examination hall. Okay, so what you guys have to do, that 50 questions are coming from the mathematics and reasoning part, and that 50 questions are coming from the English and that general awareness portion. So what you guys can do, just go for the next segment. We will just introduce the next video to explanation of the next paper. Okay, so till then, today all the best, and kindly go through this same paper and revise all those topics which you don't have knowledge. Okay, all the best. Thank you to all.